This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're in Liverpool, ahead of the October 9th absolute cracker at the M&S Arena. I'm joined by Liam Smith. All right, mate?
I'm good, mate. You? Good?
All good, all good. Right, well, let's start with that. Fowler puts his hand out, you shook your head and turned away. Why?
I just said not today, mate. No, obviously, I'm not getting into the friendly side with him. I've got a fight with him in 9 weeks' time, so for the next 9 weeks, I don't like him. I'm not getting into the friendship side with him. I'm not going to sit and be nasty and slag him left, right and centre, but I'm just not getting into that friendship side. I want them to know they're in a fight. You know, that if I get into all that friendship side, they can't... Well, look, it's irrelevant, but I want them to know I'm not overlooking Anthony Fowler in no way, shape or form. I'm bang up for this fight. It's a fight in my city, you know, top of the bill against another Scouser. I'm bang up for this KUGAN, and I'm going to show you I'm bang up for it. If they wanted to fight me, they should have fought me last time. If they wanted, you know, my name, if they wanted the Liam Smith on the record, they should have fought me last time. You know, I've boxed in Russia. I got that ring rust off 17 months. I'll be better again, and believe me, I'll do a proper job on Anthony Fowler.
Obviously, me and you have had conversations on camera and off camera. You've been talking to me over the last year and a bit about the kind of fights you want. Like Eddie Hearn mentioned, the Vargases. Kurbanov was there as well. You had the Kurbanov fight. We all know what happened in that fight. We haven't got to go over that. But I suppose it was a bit of a shock to everyone when this fight was announced. But you can kind of see why. The people that you were kind of targeting at this stage of your career, to see someone... But you made a valid point that Anthony Fowler's 30 years old.
Yeah, I did. But the bottom line is, look, Eddie's a shrewd man. He's a promoter. And I think Eddie wanted this fight. He's angled the carrot. He knows it's a huge fight for Liverpool. You know, I'm getting asked questions, why have I took it? I'm also getting asked questions, why has Fowler took it? But for someone like Eddie, it makes sense and it sells well. You know, and I think the justification on Fowler, why he's took it is, he's been offered it for very good money. He's probably been offered very good money in a comeback fight if he loses. And you know, obviously, if he wins by somehow, he's on better money again. You know, so look, I know the game works. I know exactly how Eddie will have offered him this fight. And the same with myself. You know, he's offered me the Jesse Vargas fight weren't happening, so he's offered me Anthony Fowler in Liverpool. So you know, I've took it. It's a fight that I know I can get up for. If it was somebody I couldn't get up for, I'd struggle to get up for. I'd probably say, "Come on, Ed, I haven't got anyone else." But he's offered me it. I know it sells out. I know that, like, not the needle in it, but I know it's a Scouts derby. You know, you look at our family over the years, we don't mind the Scouts derby, KUGAN. We haven't lost one, so I'm pretty sure this is going to stay the same.
Liam, in the press conference as well, Eddie Hearn was talking about kind of what kind of place you'd be if you don't win this fight, but you were kind of quick to say, well, where's Fowler if he doesn't win this fight?
People are aiming at me, you know, I'm 33, I do feel a young 33, KUGAN. I've only just turned 33 last week. But again, that was my point being why Fowler took this fight course. He's got to take it, he's 30. You know, and again, if he loses, he stepped up to Fitzgerald, lost, he fought a few foreigners again, and then stepped up again to Liam Smith and lost again. So, you know, as he said, he goes back to the British title route with Ted and Troy. If I'm Ted or Troy, I'm saying, why do I need to fight Fowler? He's just lost to Smith and he lost to Fitzgerald. So that was my point B, and people are quick to say, where do I go? Look, they're right in saying, where do I go also? I'm not trying to brush that off. But I'm also saying you need to have a look on the other side as well. He's 30, he stepped up to Fitzgerald, lost. He's going to step up again to me, he's going to lose again. It's a long road back for Anthony also.
When the fight was first suggested to you, the first moment someone mentioned that fight to you, what was your initial first response to it? And also, how long did it take you to think, we can clearly see you're up for the fight, but how long did it take you to get to that place?
Right, I'll tell you exactly how it come about. I got home from Russia and I watched a clip of Eddie Hearn going on about Anthony Fowler, and he said something, I love the Liam Smith fight. So I phoned my manager and said, I'll give you the words. Eddie, cheeky bastard, mentioning me for Fowler. Do me a favour, phone him and call his bluff. And that was the words I said on the phone, and he's done that. Look, to be fair to Eddie, he's played the blinder, because Eddie's called the bluff again, he's made the fight, but regardless, all you had to do was, you know, I bit at an interview rather than if Eddie phoned me or my manager and said, look, fancy the Fowler fight, I'd have said, fire away, how much? Offer me a fight, whether it's out there or whether it's in that arena, KUGAN, and I'll listen. And but the first thing what I've just said to you, that's how the fight got spoke about. And then, you know, Eddie said, no, maybe give them one each. And I was like, what do you mean, give us one each? What, so I'm having a warm-up fight for Anthony Fowler? No thanks, just make us an offer, and he did.
I'm not from Liverpool, but I understand exactly how big this fight is for both you and Anthony. Just put it into context for me, kind of what this city is for boxing and what this actually means for the winner and the loser of this fight?
Look, it's a massive boxing city. Obviously, you see the turnouts every time. You know, we get big fights like this. You've seen Paul Quigley, Paul Dodson, Callum Rocky. We've seen some big nights over the years, and again, we've been involved in them. And that's what I'm on about. He's got a lot to deal with over the next few weeks. You know, when things are getting put out on social media, and you know, obviously, it's a bit hard to say, but no, I'm not even going to say what I mean. But we've got a lot to deal with over the next 9 weeks, and I've dealt with bigger than this, and he hasn't. And that's what I'm saying. I know I'll still get my fucking 10, 8, 9 hours sleep at night. I know, you know, I'm not going to lose no nervous energy in the next 9 weeks. I do feel Anthony's the type to, and that's why I do think Shane McGuigan's on that top table to be a little voice on the shoulder. And I've said it since day one.
I'm quite curious to know what you were going to say and didn't say now.
No, I was just going to say, like, look, obviously, you know, tongue in cheek really, but I'm just, you know, I'm just on about. I was on about the messages I've had, and like, you know, when I'm in this city, I'm baffled how many. It's a little bit hard to say, but like, it's wrong to say, but how many people not dislike him but want me to beat him when he's from Liverpool. And I'm curious to think, well, that should be him to me. We've had 3 derbies in this city, so, you know, if we haven't got fans from Kirby, it might be because Paul fought Quigley, you know, vice versa with the Fielden fight and the Dodson fight. He hasn't had the Scouts derby, you know what I mean? And just mad to see, but, you know, that's just all fucking.
Well, listen, October 9th, this, not just your fight, but obviously you headline the fight with Fowler, but on the undercard as well, Metcalf, Conway, Cheeseman, Troy Williamson. I mean, if these tickets don't go in a day, I don't know.
Oh, that'll sell out, not a problem, KUGAN, not a problem with him. And I think it could have sold more with the card he's put. I think that's just added more to it. You know, I'm not being big-headed in saying it. I think me and Fowler with a bang average undercard would have sold anyway. And I was just added, you know, Scouts is on the card, Peter McGrail's debut, Luke Willis, JJ Metcalf. Obviously, you've got another top fight in Cheeseman and Troy Williamson. So, I think it sells in a heartbeat, to be honest with you.
Things go well for you on October 9th. Do you still want the fights that we were talking about before? Is that the end goal for that, to win this fight and talk about the Vargases, all these guys?
I'll speak to you right after the fight and I'll tell you who I want next. But I'm not gonna. Again, I'm not getting these misled that I'm thinking about others, mate. I'm thinking about Anthony Fowler, Echo Arena. That's that, mate.
I was only mentioning the names that you'd already mentioned to me before, that was all. I know you're not overlooking this fight, and we can see, obviously, from today that you're fully focused.
What you just mentioned to me is a conversation I've had with Eddie in the couple of fights deal I've done now with Eddie again. But, you know, for the record, mate, I'm not looking past Anthony Fowler. I've got a big fight in my home city that, if it doesn't go my way, it'd be hard to walk around this city.
Finally, you fully believe you knock Anthony Fowler out October 9th?
Yeah, I fully believe I get to him, break him down and stop him towards the end, yeah, definitely.
Right, I'm going to let you go. Thank you very much for your time as always, Liam, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you ahead of October 9th.
Nice one, KUGAN. Nice one, mate. Thanks.